What's up everyone, it's Maoi, and spoiler alert, if you've somehow been living under the rock, well, Paladin is out. I mean, if you click on this video, you probably know at this point, right? It's right there in the thumbnail. But yeah, Paladin is out, and I've been having a blast playing it. I've been mostly playing Blessed Hammer, which is kind of what this is about, right? And I had a really smooth transition until I got to like T2, and then I started dying because I didn't bother to temper resists, you know? And then I tempered resists and I got up to T3 and eventually easily got to T4 as well, once I got all the aspects and all the Paragon stuff going, right? Yeah, it was really easy, and since I had such an easy time, I thought I'll just put the build out for you guys. Most of you are probably still starting today, you're not degens like me, that stayed awake at like, got like 4 AM in the morning and just played whenever it came out, right? So if you're starting this later today or in the in the weekend, I'm putting this build out for you so you have an easy time. I'm just gonna roughly cover it. I'll have the build guide, not the build, it's not the full guide yet. We're gonna have the full guide on max roll, but for now it's just a planner. I'm gonna have the planner link down below, but I do want to briefly go over what we gonna do on the build, right? I'll also have the skill steps that you go towards, right? The skills you take first. I have like 6 steps there, so you're never lost on what skills to take next, what points to put on the skill tree. And then once you get to the Paragon, I'll also have a really small Paragon points. As you can see right now, I'm 135. You need like 100 or so, and at that point you can easily get into T4. Okay, not easily. It depends how much you actually temper your stuff and take care of your gear to get the damage mitigation, right? Because damage, you'll have damage. But this season, staying alive can be a bit tricky if you don't take care of it. So as long as you take care of that and you take care of your tempers and you get the resist and all of that and the armor, you'll be fine. You'll have more than enough damage to get to T4, right? So, first of all, this build, of course, Blessed Hammer, right? Let's go over the skills we are using. One thing I want to point out here, as you can see, I have points into Arbiter of Justice, but as you can see, I'm not using it. The reason is Arbiter of Justice has 2 minutes cooldown, 120 seconds cooldown, right? Baseline. Even if you reduce this a lot, it doesn't get super good. The way we do this though, right, is we get Oaths. Oaths is a new mechanic, and the one you're using is Disciple. Disciple, anytime you cast a Disciple skill, you proc Arbiter for 4.5 seconds. And you get additional damage for your Disciple skills. So, first of all, the 50% damage, does that actually help the hammer? Isn't the hammer not a Disciple skill? Well, the upgrade we're taking to the hammer, the Disciple Halo, not only makes it orbit around you and do more damage, it also becomes a Disciple skill. So it benefits from all of that, it benefits from other Disciple multipliers we're gonna have on our gear, right? But, you know, it orbits around you, it's very good, it increases your damage, of course, get a point into here. And the way we are actually proccing, because sadly in a good way as well, Blessed Hammer does not have a cooldown, so it cannot proc Arbiter. The way we go about this, though, is that we're taking mostly Falling Star. Falling Star is an incredible mobility skill. It can go through walls, it scales with attack speed, it can reset, like if you kill enemies that are vulnerable, it resets by 1 second. Like when you're farming, this you just jump, kill, jump, kill, jump, kill. It's omega good, alright? Like, it's super good. And you also have Condemn. The reason you also take Condemn is because early on, like even with the good amount of stats right now, I don't have enough cooldown for this, right? You need to use it every 4.5 seconds, and you don't quite have enough cooldown here, so you also take Condemn. Condemn, you know, is also a Disciple skill with cooldown, so with the multiple stacks as well, and not only that, it gives you Unhindered, which is nice. It also gives you Vulnerable, which is another source of Vulnerable for the build. It's really nice. Other than that, we're gonna be taking 2 auras. We don't take the third because all the aura is just the damage aura. Unless you kinda invest into the damage, it doesn't do much for you. Maybe for judgment and stuff like that, but for our build it doesn't do much. So we just go for Fanatism aura. This gives you a ton of crit and a ton of attack speed, right? It's really amazing. Whenever you activate it, it also weakens. Weakens is a mechanic of the Paladin that basically just means enemies take increased damage, right? You also deal increased damage to weakened enemies with some skills, so it's really important to have full uptime. We don't quite have full uptime here because, you know, there's an aspect that is bugged, but it's more than enough for what we want. And also, other than that, you're gonna be taking Defiance Aura. This just makes you incredibly tanky. By the way, your damage is also gonna scale from armor, which is really amazing this season. And you also get a bit of healing here and there. You get bonus resists. It's pretty amazing, right? So that's kind of what it comes to the skill tree, right? It's really like I love Falling Star. Falling Star are amazing. When it comes to the passives, I'll just put everything down below. But like key passives though, key passives kind of important. I'm running Exaltation. You can easily run, as you can see, Coat of Arms. At this point, I should swap to Coat of Arms. Early on, you don't have enough armor nor block for this to be worth it. But later on, as you can see, this is better damage. At this point, I should swap. Early on, you do want to stay with Exaltation though. It's much easier. You should always be proccing your Arbiter. You should always have almost always Arbiter uptime. And at that point, this is going to be a 40-50% multiplier. So this is just better. But eventually, whenever you see this value is just bigger, just click it, right? You're probably not going to get there until you start swapping to a more like end game kind of version. But yeah. Now, when it comes to the aspects, I'm gonna have all of them in the planner, but I want to talk about a couple of them. First of all, make sure to get all the defensive stuff, like on your defensive pieces, right? Might is really good. Oh yeah, I also forgot to talk about Advance. Advance is really nice. It's a mobility skill. It's a basic, so it's lovely, right? You can make it have fervor stacks. You can make it give you result stacks. It's really nice. You can make it do whatever you want, basically, and it's mobility for a basic. So it's really nice to move around. Eventually you will drop it, but early on it's amazing. I'm still using it because the mobility is just so good. With Falling Star as well, amazing. Anyway, make sure to get the defensive stuff like Disobedience, like Might, like Juggernaut. The one I want to point out here, let me see if I can find it here. It's Weaken. Let me see if it shows up. Aspect of the Disciple. This supposedly makes your Disciple skills weaken enemies. Personally, I've been playing with it a lot. I just dropped it a couple of hours ago. It was not not my hammer, which granted hammer is converting to that skill type, so maybe that was the bug, but no, not even my original skills like Condemn or Falling Star were applying that. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding something. It seems pretty simple. It's just not working. I don't know. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's not working. If it was working, this build will be so much better. But what can you do, right? Other than that, what aspects do you want? You really just want damage. Things like, for example, this one, Holy Punishment. Dude, Paladin has massive aspects, alright? Paladin has big ass aspects. 70% right here. You can get, this is 80.2 on the amulet. Every time you use the Valor skill, your Falling Star is a Valor skill. You'll be using Falling Star, especially if you're killing enemies, every 7 seconds. If not 7 seconds, you'll use it often. Maybe don't put it on the amulet, put it on the rings. This is not fully optimized yet. Sovereignty. This is Lagar Sovereignty. This is amazing, right? It's a Disciple skill now, your hammer, so it does more damage. It's also oldie damage, by the way. That's where we run this one. We also have something like Utmost Glory, right? While healthy, you deal more damage, and again, weakened enemies, right? This is why it kind of sucks it was not working, because we only have like 50% uptime on weakened, sadly, but it's still more than enough to justify this aspect. This is amazing. We also have other stuff. I'm currently running this one just to help cap my crit. I don't think I'm quite crit cap. This helps me cap crit, but there's a ton of aspects. I'm gonna put them all on the planner. The other ones I would run here, because there's a ton of amazing aspects for Paladin. There's some of them that you have to maintain. The more you maintain the what's the name of the thing? The ultimate, right? What's its name again? The more you maintain Harbinger, the more damage you do. There's that. I'm not using those because right now I don't have the cooldown for it to be reliable. But if you're running out of aspects and you need a bit more aspects, right? Those will be good. One thing I do want to mention, as you can see, I'm running a unique. This unique is amazing. I got Omega Lucky, dude. I was like, I went to the max roll thing whenever all the thing was there, all the Titan was there. I looked at the weapons and I saw this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll maces, right? I got it first try. I got it first try, dude. First try, we got this. Easy. So this will be the jackpot item for you for the hammer build. This just makes the build so much better, right? It's insanely good. One thing I do want to point out, whenever you lose your weapon, you're gonna lose your life on hit. So you kind of want to try and get life on hit on a ring or something, because the build does not have a lot of regen, at least for now. Once you get into the game, you're probably gonna have another source of regen. But right now, life on hit. The hammer hits so often, especially when you're killing a bunch of enemies. The hammer hits so often, you just get a bunch of life. It's amazing. Another thing, if you can get damage reduction on the shield, it's amazing. But yeah, let's actually talk a bit about the Paragon. I want to go over this briefly. I'm going to put the baseline there, but simply put, Castle. I have no idea what this is about. On Paladin, there's a ton of passives, like for example this one. You can increase your armor a lot. You have another one over here that gives you more armor, and then gives you block, which then gives you more armor, right? I have no clue what the idea was, but yeah, this is insane. I think everyone has access to it, to this actually. So yeah, but Barbarian, not Barbarian, sorry. Paladin can stack a lot of armor, so whatever, right? And then Relentless, dude, this is crazy. 80%. You just need to walk like a centimeter, right? 80% damage, 30% cooldown reduction. You also have cooldown reduction over here. You then have cooldown reduction over here. Really crazy. This is not optimized. I just did whatever I could to get these nodes early because they are insane. Other than that, I went for this one because this board also has a lot of block. I wanted to get a bit tanky. Again, we're not liking damage. We're liking staying alive because it's quite hard this season. So I just went this to cap block, right? This also makes my block give me damage. So if you're block capped, you get 110 damage. Insane. And then I went for this one. Basically, if anyone, your mercenary counts as well, is affected by an aura, 90% decreased damage, flat out. Easy. Also block here and here, right? A bit more armor. Armor gives you damage, you know, insane. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything too major. Runes, right? Just run something with Gar. Again, Monigar, you can proc Monigar a lot, alright? Where's money? Where's money? Money, right? Your basic is abilities here. You can easily proc money, so get the Gar early on, it really helps. Getting the wolves early on really helps with vulnerability up time as well. You shouldn't have too much issues there, but you know, it does help. Other than that, try to get strength, life, armor, and resists on your gear. Resist is really important. Don't skip too much on them, because that's the reason I was having problems with staying alive. It's because I basically had 0 resists. I fixed the resists. I was able to go up to T3 and eventually to T4, right? So make sure to take care of them. Don't neglect them too much. But other than that, like I said, try to get the life on hit here. And, you know, we don't care too much. If you're running legendary weapon, right, you need another aspect, just, you know, find another aspect. There's a bunch of good aspects. You have the broken Paladin ones, and then you have the common ones, right? But try to get the chance for Blessed Hammer to deal double damage on your weapon. And here, I do recommend, even though you can go two-handed, and technically it is a bit more damage, you'll be way squishy. Just go, just go for the shield. You are not lacking damage, alright? On Paladin, you are not lacking damage at all. Just go for the shield, right? It's amazing. You already deal tons of damage, especially if you can get this then later on. It's much better than a two-handed, whatever, right? So, yeah, and remember to temper your stuff. Get holy damage, get core damage, whatever you can get, right? Cooldown reduction is really nice for this build. For example, if you can get the... I don't have it here because I didn't have enough to temper, but you can get Falling Star cooldown on your boots, really amazing. On your amulet, really amazing. It really helps a lot to have that on the planner. On guard is another good one. If you're lacking like 5 or 10 block, this will give you block and a bit more armor. Again, if you can spare it, it's very amazing, but don't neglect your resist, alright? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you with leveling. I'm gonna try to put some clips. I'm just trying to edit this before I go to sleep, because I just played for like 14 hours straight. I'm just putting this out to help you guys. And yeah, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're excited for the Paladin as much as I am, bro. Whenever that came out, I was like, I didn't ever hear anything else about the expansion, nothing like that. I was just, oh, Paladin, right? But yeah, let me know how you feel about this. If you like the build, if you enjoyed the build, come back, leave me a like, and see you next time for more Paladin and Barbarian content now. I'll dual wield both of them now. You know what? They're both strength boys. I love both of them. They're both melee fighters. One's a bit more brawny, another is a bit more with spells, you know? They're both I love Paladin and Warrior characters. That's what I play mostly on WoW and every other game. You know, in Diablo it's Barbarian for Warrior, and now I actually have a proper Paladin. I'm excited as hell, been waiting 2 years for this. Whenever we got the first leaks that there was like 6 character that looked like a Board and Shield holy warrior, right? But yeah guys, I'm not gonna ramble more than this. Thanks for watching, and you know, see you next time. I'm gonna be putting out the full endgame build guide for the Blessed Hammer in a couple of days as well, whenever I figure everything out. So yeah, see you next time guys, bye bye.